All right, this is part 2, Physical Features of Europe, Western Europe lecture.
Hi, welcome back. This lesson is Physical Features of Europe, Western Europe. Our objectives for this lesson are here, and in this section we'll be looking at our first and second objectives, to locate the major landforms of Western Europe and determine the location of key peninsulas in Western Europe. So let's get started. First, we're going to take a look at the islands of Western Europe, and these are the British Isles. It includes the islands of Ireland and Great Britain, and here we have Ireland, and this is Great Britain. Next, we have Iceland, and Iceland is home to many glaciers, hot springs, and volcanoes. In fact, in 2010, a particularly forceful volcanic eruption threw so much ash and other debris into the air that air travel was disrupted across Europe, as well as travel between the United States and Europe. Next, let's take a look at the islands of the Mediterranean. Well, there are thousands of islands located in the Mediterranean of various sizes, including the Greek Isles pictured here. In addition, these islands are home to many active volcanoes, including Mount Etna, which is located on this island, the island of Sicily. Next, let's take a look at the coastlines, and this is a great example of the wide variety of coastlines that we see across Europe. Many different types, from steep cliffs to sandy beaches. So Europe has a very, very diverse coastline, and it is surrounded by various bodies of water. And remember, a peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. And as a result, there are lots of peninsulas in Europe, and we're going to take a look at a few of them here. So first, we have the Scandinavian Peninsula, and both Norway and Sweden are located here. We have the Jutland Peninsula, and Denmark is located here. We have the Iberian Peninsula. Both Spain and Portugal are located on this peninsula, and it's characterized by some sandy desert areas. It gets very hot here on the Iberian Peninsula. Next, we have the Apennine Peninsula, and this is made up of part of Italy. And then finally, the Balkan Peninsula. Greece has some land on this peninsula, as do many countries in Eastern Europe. So next, let's take a look at a very unique coastline, and that's called a fjord. And this picture gives you a great example. You see there's some very, very steep cliffs, and there's a body of water. It looks like maybe a river or an inlet going in between those cliffs. So fjords are narrow passages of water connected to the sea between rocky cliffs. And we see these throughout the Scandinavian peninsula. They were created not only by rivers, but primarily by glaciers as they retreated back from the last ice age. And here's a satellite photo, and you can see just how far inland those fjords go. So next, let's take a look at some man-made landforms, and this is very interesting. There is one country in Europe called the Netherlands, and the Netherlands, at the time it was settled, was very, very swampy and marshy, and there wasn't a lot of land, and so after a long period of time, the people of the Netherlands created new land called polders. These are lands reclaimed from the sea, and they often lie below sea level because what happens over time is more and more water is pumped out. The land just continues to sink and sink and sink. And some of the polders in the Netherlands are more than 20 feet below sea level. So they're very, very strong risk for flooding, but they are protected from the ocean by dikes. And dikes are these earthen type hills. These are also man-made, and these walls of land were built to hold back the water to form the polder. And these, again, are found mostly in the Netherlands, and it's a very interesting and unique type of landform that we see in Europe. So in review, the islands of Europe include the British Isles, Iceland, and those in the Mediterranean like Sicily, circled here at the bottom. Unique landforms include a very, very diverse coastlines, from rocky beaches to sandy beaches to very, very steep cliffs. We saw that there are peninsulas, including the Scandinavian Peninsula, the Iberian Peninsula. We also took a look at fjords, and fjords, again, are those rocky inlets that connect to the sea, and then man-made landforms that we can find in the Netherlands, including polders and dikes. So we're going to take a little break, and when we get back, we're going to take a look at the bodies of water of Europe. So hang on, I'll see you in just a minute. Bye.
All right, so the first question they ask is, all of the following are names of European islands except Ireland, Iceland, Sicily, and Jutland. The next check-in question, Norway and Sweden are located on the blank peninsula, Scandinavian, Jutland, Apennine, Balkan. Okay, so that was it for part 2. You are responsible for understanding the content that is contained in this video, as well as knowing the answers to those 2 questions. Thank you.